Okay. All right, guys. So I'm gonna really quickly put out a video, just to honestly keep the algorithm going and whatnot, and to give you guys a little bit of some quick gains. This is content that I think I haven't put out yet, especially around approach anxiety. It's an updated version. I know I've made a lot of videos about approach anxiety in the past. What I'm be showing you guys in this video though is something very unique and very specific. It's something that's I don't think another coach I've ever heard talk about. So it's based on my own personal reality, what I've seen and what I've coached. I coach every weekend. Actually, this is my first night free over the since about maybe 3 weeks ago. After this, I'm gonna actually go out and go game with some friends after hitting the gym, and then it's off to me to the club and going out and talking to beautiful women. So I figured as a dating coach of 12 years, I could help you guys out with this. If you guys are having issues with approaching and having issues with getting rejected and having like that's hard time with maybe just handling rejection piss poorly or not being able to hold a strong reality. You get rejected and you take what the girl says so seriously. So I want to start off firstly with why do girls reject guys? And there's a lot of different reasons for this. There's a multitude. There's 20 plus different reasons a girl will reject a guy that I know of. There might be more. Honestly, there probably is more, but there's mainly 25 different reasons a girl rejects a guy. And I'm going to talk about the ones that are probably more pertinent to you first. The first reason why girls reject guys is because your game sucks. Your approach sucks. You're inauthentic. You're not positive. You're assuming the negative. You aren't giving eye contact. You're not being masculine. You're probably speaking in a tone that's not amazing. Now, once you get all these things in alignment, now there's a certain type of rejection. The first 1/3 of rejections are gone. You don't have to ever worry about that again. Unless you're just in an extremely bad mood, that usually goes away really fast. Now, you have to understand that 2/3 of rejection, the reason that girls reject guys, is actually not your fault. Now, at a certain level, you get to the point to where you know why a girl's rejecting you, and you'll be able to manage it in the moment if you get good enough at this stuff. But for those of you guys who are not trying to get extremely good at this, it's not that big a deal. The other 2/3 of reasons girls reject you want to get really good at picking it up really fast, being able to read it, and then being able to adapt, which it's hard to read this initially. And it takes a lot of time to realize why a girl's going to reject you. And again, if this is not going to be something that, yeah, girls do reject guys based on emotion. They're not girls. Well, so there's actually a concept that actually my friend Archer, if you guys have ever seen on my channel, has mentioned to me. People make an emotional decision and back it up with logic after the fact. Maybe you have bad game, and there's going to say like, "Oh, he's just not my type." Or we didn't have energy. Oh, he's just this or he's that. Or the girl doesn't know why she rejects you necessarily. So it makes it even harder for us as guys to figure out the reasons for why a girl rejects you. And it is based a lot on emotions, as my friend over here, Matt Luck, said. So you don't want to be putting so much pressure on yourself. Sometimes it's just not your fault. Yes, you want to be looking for reasons why, but when you're out, you want to be a frat boy. You want to turn your brain off, focus on one or two things. And if you don't know why a girl rejected you, if you don't know what's going on in the situation, don't worry about it. Don't beat yourself over the head for something that you're not aware of yet. You can go home later, write a field report, and try to figure it out. But in the moment, let it go. In the moment, let it go. On to the next. So let's get into the big portion of this. So the more you are authentically a cool guy, the more that you are legitimately aligned in fashion with being a cool guy, the less likely you are to get rejected. And to be fair, your rejections will drop through the floor. So if you're somebody who gets rejected a lot, if you align yourself being what is called like an authentically cool guy instead of faking as a cool guy, and you teach yourself how the belief systems, the mindsets, the movements, the body posture, all this stuff, the fashion, the rejections drop to the fucking floor. Now what you're dealing with is the girls bullshit. So we'll get into that in a second. But yeah, so what is a cool guy? So a cool guy is somebody that actually has the mindset that women has when she talks to a guy. So she might even be initially logically attracted to a guy. She's like, that's the type of guy that I've talked to in the past that I've fetishized about because I've messed with guys like that in the past. And those guys were cool. Those are the guys I chased. That guy looks like him. So cool. I'm going to talk to him. But if the guy is weird, she rejects him, right? A lot of you guys have had it where you're like, why doesn't she want to fuck me immediately? I have to talk to her first. Yeah. Yeah. Surprise, surprise. Girls care a lot about value and status, and the way you move and speak exudes all this. You can't help but constantly emit and tell people what your value and status is to others. You can't help it. If you don't believe you're valuable, You can't give off the right energy. So when you talk to a girl, you actually want to take on the same framework as a girl. A lot of you guys are like, what's the mindset that I have to take on that, well, the 50% of the time, man, you can actually mitigate for if you know what it is. To be fair, the BF thing is also something that if a girl legitimately has a BF and she does and she's loyal, there's nothing really you can do. If she's busy, there's things you can also do. But there's actually a lot more than you. So for commando, there's a lot more than you can do than you think you can. But it's something that I obviously this is my obsession. I think about this all the time, and there's usually a pretty good way around everything. But the biggest thing that's going to stop you from getting a girl is if there's something about you that goes against her ego or her sense of self. And if you disalign her, like for her to talk to you or for her to have sex with you, she'd go through ego death. So she's somebody who's loyal to her boyfriend. She has an ego being attached to her boyfriend. She had to go through ego death to fuck you. So it's not going to happen. If she's a liberal and you are like, fuck, like I love Trump, like, and it goes against her ego, she's not going to fuck you. So that's the only reason why I know of a girl, like it's the only type of rejection where her ego is invested, where you can't overcome it. So, yeah. So, you got to think about it like this. You want to stop. So yes, there's a lot of strategies that you can use and utilize to manipulate people to get them to do what you want. And I think that's about 20% of game, maybe 10 to 20% of game. But the majority of game is not manipulating others. It's manipulating yourself to feel a certain way. Because if you can get yourself the right headspace, the right emotions, the right energy, girls will find you attractive. And yeah, a good way to do it is through self-amusement. I'm going to go out here and after this video, I'm going to go start gaming with my friends. It's my first time free in a long time from a boot camp. So I finally get a chance to just give, I'm let off the leash a little bit. So I get to go actually all out. But yeah, so I'm going to give you guys an analogy I give all my clients. So imagine you're holding a wet bar of soap in your hand. Okay. So you have a wet bar of soap. Okay. Now, like when you're in the shower and you're holding a wet bar of soap, do you hold it like this or do you hold it like this and you try to death grip it? No, you don't death grip it. Because if you death grip it, it's going to shoot out one side of your hand, right? You just assume it's supposed to be there. In the same way, if you try to control the conversations, it won't. If you're trying to actively and aggressively manipulate somebody else without it being authentic and natural, it won't come across right. And the girl's gonna sense it, and she's gonna fucking fly off. The best thing that you can do, and the best way to get from beginner or intermediate to advanced or even full on mastery, is to focus on yourself and your own self expression. Focus on your own, like what you can control. Don't focus on like trying to, manipulate the girl to do something else. It's, which again, for a lot of you engineers, this is very hard for you to pick up because you guys are not emotionally intelligent in this way. You guys are logically intelligent, but you lack the emotional intelligence to understand what I'm saying. You'll build it up as you keep approaching. So if this is flying over your head, don't worry about it. You just need to go out and approach more and start thinking critically about how am I making her feel? How am I feeling? If you think that you're a sociopath, you're probably not. You probably just lack internal awareness. And you like develop internal awareness to understand your emotions. I understand how I'm feeling at any one given time so that I can actually more quickly move myself in the state that I need to be and accept my emotions. Like it's kind of like you're pulling weeds out of a garden. Like this mindset right here is stupid, boom, pull it out. This habit, stupid, boom. This mindset right here, if I put this plant here, it will get rid of the insects because this type of plant like kills insects. I don't fucking know, but it's like you're weeding your mental garden, and eventually it just comes very naturally where talking to girls and being in the right headspace is just, how to do it. You've been there, you've done that. You know how to manipulate yourself to become the type of guy that girls find sexy in this given environment. I know how to make myself into a confident, outgoing motherfucker. I know how to be like how to run an environment. I know how to get myself in the right headspace. And it's not about so much about manipulating people. Yes, there are a lot of tactics to do that. Yes, it is the decent portion, but the bigger portion is manipulating yourself, make yourself into the kind of guy that a girl would like. So when you're talking to a girl, it's not about self-manipulation. When you're holding the bar of soap, it's not about keeping the bar of soap there. It's about assuming the bar of soap is supposed to be there. It's about assuming the conversation is supposed to be there. The girl is supposed to like you. You believe you're sexy. You believe in yourself before she believes in herself. Assume the bar of soap is supposed to be there. Instead of trying to do a death grip on every conversation, trying to control everything. Because if you try to control everything on a death grip, it's not going to work. And if you're that guy who read the game, I did too. And I tried to death grip everything, and I got rejected brutally for years before I figured this out. Now, so a really good way of actually letting go is setting goals that you can actually control. So what does that mean? That means the goal is not getting this specific girl in front of you. Because if you try to get the specific girl in front of you, you're going to become outcome dependent. You're not going to be authentic, and you can't actually. You're not maneuverable. You're not flexible in the conversation. You're not playful. You're not. You're not punching through the wall versus at the wall. You're not. You're not willing to risk offending in exchange for being charismatic. You're too afraid of offending the girl, which I know everybody who's watching this channel, if you guys been approaching, you guys felt this. We're too afraid to offend her. And so you can't be charismatic and authentic because you're too afraid of offending her. So you can't say what's the authentic truth to you, which again, it's a balancing act. I'll keep some things to myself. The girl's a liberal. I don't don't talk about politics with a liberal. Just let it go, push to the side. But for the most part, being authentic is a big deal. There's a couple of different mindsets that I take on. So if I'm out of it, I focus on the approach itself. I'm like 15 approaches and I'm good. And if I put my mindset and I tell myself, hey, I'm going to do a certain amount of approaches, I get myself in the pocket, I get free of outcome. And now all of a sudden now I'm in now I can actually truly game. You can also focus on maybe having fun. That's a really good outcome. Like you can focus on, hey, I'm going to go out and be self-amused, or you can set a goal. So you can say something along the lines of, you can work on maybe your eye contact. So your goal for the night is working on charisma. You're going to work on your eye contact. You're going to work on your baritone voice. You're going to work on pauses. You're going to work on maybe a certain aspect game, like maybe leading. You're going to work on leading. That's your goal. You're going to lead them around the environment. So the first girl you talk to, you're going to lead her. But in regards to getting the girl is never your outcome. Like, so a lot of guys kind of get fucked up in this because they're like, you never want to make the girl your purpose. Exactly. I agree. So that when they see me doing this job, they're like, you made women your purpose. I'm like, no, women aren't my purpose. My purpose is evolution. I'm my purpose. So when you're out gaming, you never want to make the girl your purpose. Girls don't like being your purpose. They want you having something other than them that you're chasing, like a religion, like a god, and you chase that. So find something like that. The pulling the women is never your purpose. Don't set a goal like, oh, I pulled last night, so today I have to pull again, or I have to pull this week, or I didn't pull. Stop it. Don't focus on that. Focus on what you can control. You can't control in a certain head. Like I get laid a lot more than you guys. Not gonna lie. There's nobody on my channel. Like I'm a rare. I've been doing this for a fucking long time. This is my fucking job. So obviously, like I'm gonna do better than you guys in this stuff. But I didn't get there by telling myself every day that tonight I need to pull. Tonight I'm gonna go out. But my mindset isn't I'm pulling. My mindset is I'm gonna have fucking fun. My mindset is I'm going to go hang out with my friends. I'm going to get extrovert. I'm going to be out expanding with my energy. Not that tonight I have to pull or else I suck, because that's not the case. And to be fair to at my level too, like if I don't like a girl, obviously I don't take her home. That's just how it is. Now, the next thing that you guys want to focus on is what I call tiered approaching, which is actually, I kind of mentioned it here a little bit. You want to like tier it off. So you ask yourself, so a lot of times when you guys are afraid of approaching a girl, you guys try to stack too much bullshit on top of the approach. So instead of just focusing on the approach itself, you guys say, I have to approach, and then I have to hook the conversation, I have to get her to like me, and I have to get her to fuck me without her rejecting me. No. Focus on the approach itself. So there's 5 tiers to this. So the very bottom tier, and it's a little more elaborate than this, but I'm giving you guys kind of like the quick over thing. So ask yourself this when you go out, when you're thinking about approaching a girl, ask yourself this: Can I approach to give a passing compliment? Hey, I love your shoes. Just had to say that. Have a good night. Boom, gone. Yes. Okay, cool. Now, can you approach to make a friend? Yes. Okay. Now, can you approach to maybe go direct? Yes. Cool. Now, can you approach indirect direct, which is the peak of game? It's like the indirect direct. Hey, it's sexy and I had to say hi. Or, hey, what's your name? It's more the energy than anything else. And that's why it's so much harder, because you have to have the masculine energy, the punching through the wall energy, the oomph. And if you don't have it, then you drop back to direct approaching. Now, if you can't go direct, make a friend. If you can't, if you can't make a friend, just passing compliments. And you don't have to have an ego about this either. I'm going to go out tonight and I'm going to warm up by probably approaching 3 people with passing compliments. And you even turn a passing compliment into an approach itself. So you pass by a girl and maybe you just had good tonality, or maybe you just happen to be her type, like logically, and she eye fucks you. So then you can drop back. Now you can do a more direct approach. You can go, hey, you're actually totally my fucking type. What's your name? Now you can like drop back because the girl gave you validation. So if you're not in the pocket, now you can like kind of fish a little bit. So even as you're warming up, you can still fish. So you might not be in the headspace to go direct, but do a passing compliment. The girl, I fucks you. Come back. Actually, who the fuck are you? Yeah, you're adorable. Do you live here? Now you're in a conversation. Now you're picking her up. That's tiered approaching. So it's you don't want to overload yourself and stack so much bullshit. You want to like kind of try to piecemeal it to make it to where it works for you. This is a part of manipulating yourself. You understand? You have self-awareness of what you can or can't do. You don't have an ego about it, and you put yourself where you have to be to get yourself into the pocket, so you can actually have the most optimal game in any environment. Now, the next thing you got to realize too is rejection is actually good for you guys. I know a lot of guys are trying to avoid rejection. Yes, it hurts, but so does working out. So does putting in like 12-hour work days, 7 days a week. But in the end of it, I mean, you're gonna come out the other side a better person and a stronger man. So like rejection actually gives you a backbone. I'm gonna tell you guys a story about a guy that I met when I used to do sales. This guy, he was a bisexual guy, and he was considered handsome by my manager. She thought he was gorgeous or whatever. Cool. Well, this guy was, for the first couple of days, was doing great with people. He was selling people, cool. Well, on the third day, he got brutally rejected, and he quit the job the next day. Me, on the other hand, I was getting rejected every fucking day, and I persevered, and I stuck the job out longer than him, and ultimately I made more money. But because he couldn't handle rejection, he didn't have the backbone. He wasn't capable of pushing through. And you guys, the rejection teaches you how to have a stable version of reality and how to have an internal locus of control. Because if you are constantly getting validated, you're going to become a weak character that is fragile. Now, the way you don't get fragile is get broken time and time again. And I know that makes it sound negative, but it's not. The same way you break down your muscles, the same way that you have to go through bullshit on occasion, the bullshit's good for you in a roundabout way. The same way that you have lactic acid in the muscles when you work out, it's the same fucking thing. That same pain that you feel when you get rejected is the same thing that's going to make you strong and good at the game. Because now you don't give a fuck. Now, when you talk to a girl, you know your value and you don't care what she says because you're fucking iced. You have thick skin. And that's what girls want. They want somebody that isn't shooken by the external world. They want somebody that's stoic. And you get that through getting rejected. Yes, obviously you need to have wins too, don't get me wrong, but do not take rejection as a negative thing. Take it as a positive. All forms of interactions, all forms of approaching is positive as long as you're learning from your mistakes. Now, you also have to be patient because I have a lot of clients that come to me and they're like, I'm not doing good yet. I'm not having this, or I'm not having that, or a lot of the problems that a lot of clients come to me for, I say about 25% go away when you guys just approach enough. So you build momentum over a period of time. My first 3 months, if I don't game for a while, no girls like me. If I game for about 6 months, I start getting girls into me and I start having pretty decent interactions. About a year in, that's when girls start chasing me. I have to be approaching consistently for a year before girls start chasing me from cold approach. So you got to be patient. You got to build momentum. You got to learn from your mistakes, and you have to be like you have to actually, go through the rounds. Like it's okay to suck at the beginning. It's like it's momentum. You're aligning your ego with your actions. Your actions are not aligned with with what you're trying to do right now. You're trying to take an action that is disaligned with who you currently think you are. Your ego thinks you are. So you're breaking it. You're breaking your ego time and time again. You break it down, and eventually you break it, reset it, break it, reset it. And eventually now you're an extroverted person who believes in himself, who believes he's sexy, who can be a man with a woman, who can take rejection, who can look a girl in the eyes and not be shaken or not be scared and look at her like, I know that I'm fucking dope and I know I'm sick, and you should know that too. Like in a very not in a actually in a cocky way too, but in more of just a calm, certain, confident way. Like it's just the way shit is. This is like the same way that the sky is blue. I am this guy. So now, the next thing you want to focus on, there's 2 different aspects that'll get you in the pocket every night. And it's relaxing, which a lot of you guys suck at because like I'm a hyper anxious person. So a lot of you guys who watch my channel are also hyper anxious people because you identify with me, because you see me in yourself. You have to learn how to relax, which means meditating. Okay. But here's the thing. This is what everybody always gets me about. Like, well, I'm relaxing in the corner. I'm not talking to anybody. You have to be relaxed while also being expansive. It's expanding, contrasting. You're in and out. You're in and out. And sometimes I'll take breaks when I'm out. I'll like My old mentor, Julian, would be like, go, 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 go. And there's a certain type of person that works for. But if you're a hyper anxious person like me, your emotions matter more than how many sets you're getting in. So you have to sometimes contrast and relax, hang out with your friends, dance to the music, hang out, fuck around. And then you expand. You talk to the person next to you, play around, you joke. Yeah, Julian Blanc. Julian Blanc would always like Julian Blanc, like one time me and Archer were we were approaching all night, like nonstop, just bang, 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 bang. And Julian comes over to us and goes, motherfuckers, why are you guys not in set? Get in the set. I'm like, fuck. And I think that's just too much pressure for a client sometimes. Like, it's not, some guys can game like that. I've never myself have been like that. And I find my best form of game. And there's like, so Alex from RSD, Alex needs to relax actually. Alex actually needs more relaxation than approaching. I'm kind of a mix between the two. I'm sort of in the middle. Julian didn't need so much relaxation because he's already so relaxed. All he needed was expansion. So as a coach, you have to understand that some clients need more expansion, some clients need more relaxed, and you have to understand when the client is where he is, and clean him up and redirect his energy. Now, you guys just have to be patient. Rejection is not a big deal. It's very relaxed, and it's only a big deal if you make it a big deal. So I can get rejected, and none of you guys would know I was getting rejected because I'm not showing that I'm getting rejected. I've been doing sales for a long time, and you guys think that everybody notices you when you get rejected. You feel this pressure and the weight of society saying like, I knew you weren't enough. Look, that guy got rejected. Ha ha, pointing at you like it's fucking high school. Nobody knows. And even if they did hear you get rejected, they're gonna look. So people look to you to see if the rejection is a big deal. If you show on your face that you're completely unfazed, guess what? People on the outside, even they heard you get rejected, they're going to be like, oh, not a big deal. But if you make it a big deal, if you believe that rejection is a big deal, now it's a big deal to everybody else. So you have to believe on a deep internal level that it's not a big deal, because what happens is you warp everybody's reality around it. And it becomes to the point to where everybody else is like, look, when that guy gets rejected, fuck that guy. That guy's a weirdo and a loser. But when that guy gets rejected, the girl's weird. Like, that's the reality of the situation. It's like you have to have such a strong reality that when the girl rejects you, she's mistaken. She shouldn't reject you because you're fucking sexy, but you can't force somebody to take a suitcase filled with $1 million. You just go take the suitcase, slam it on another fucking table, and say, do you guys want $1 million? No? Cool. Boom. Do you guys want another $1 million? No? Cool. Boom. Do you guys want $1 million? Obviously, yeah, take the $1 million. Here, have it. That's yours. No, don't even worry about it. Have a good day. You're a fucking $1 million. You're hyper valuable. So that's all I really had to say. I got to get out there and start getting ready. So I'll talk to you guys later. If you guys have any questions too, I'll honestly actually answer these a little bit, see if there's any questions in here. Practice being a cool guy. Yeah, you just have to focus on being a cool guy. Is so weird. It's such a hard thing to explain. It's somebody who's in abundance, who's free of outcome, who's empathetic and caring, who's authentic to being that person as well. It's so hard to explain being a cool guy. I can do it, but it would take me a long time. Yeah, and keep a journal about behavior. Absolutely. Fun is one of the main ways if you're in the mood, but try to approach, make friends with guys and girls equals social proof. Yeah, absolutely. You guys should also, like what Matlock said right here, you guys should also be approaching guys as well. As I think it's underutilized in the game because everybody's so obsessed with getting women, but men are so valuable. Not to mention, you're not trying to like be a game guy. Don't be a pickup artist. Yes, I am that, but don't shoot for being a pickup artist. Shoot for being a cool, fun, free, extroverted guy who's authentic. For me, I'm hyper empathetic, and I just don't lean that way. So it's not my thing. 15 to 20 approaches per day. You don't have to approach that much. 15 to 20 approaches per day for 6 to 12 months to get good with girls. You don't have to approach that much. Honestly, you'll get good off about the week approaching that much. The big thing is that the biggest thing you focus on is honestly the quality of effort, not the quantity. Yes, consistency matters. If you actually want to keep consistency up, focus on outside of game. Every day you're out being a little more extroverted than you usually would be. And that will make your game a lot better. So on those days where you're not gaming, focus on just being a little more extrovert than you usually are. You're giving somebody one extra compliment. You're pushing one conversation a little bit further than you usually would. That will actually help you out a lot with building momentum. All the POAs get rejected. It's no big deal. Yeah, everybody gets rejected. It's normal. Women are extremely picky. To be fair, I get rejected way less than people you guys know personally, but I still get rejected, and I don't take it seriously. How to hook the girl after the open? I'll tell you, it depends, because that's actually a really hard question. That one's actually different for everybody, man. People, if you're getting rejected, there's a litany of probably dozens of different reasons, probably shy of 100 different reasons why you're getting blown out, maybe even a little bit more. So everybody's reason for getting rejected, if you are, depending on where you're at, your psychology, what you're doing, if you're building rapport, this or that, there's so many different reasons why you might be getting rejected. And that's why it's hard to actually coach this kind of stuff, because every person is their own individual puzzle piece. So every client that I get, it's me initially trying to figure out what kind of puzzle they have. And have I seen this puzzle before? Yes. Okay, cool. Then I know how to fix it. If I haven't, then it's coming to a new solution. Like, actually, coaching is a lot more intricate than I think a lot of people understand. It's hard to coach. It took me a long time to figure this out. It's a very intricate process to figure out like an individual person's chemistry, their makeup, and then from that, figuring out a solution or getting them to the place they need to be. It takes a deep understanding of game, honestly, in psychology. I want to be Mystery, though. You don't want to be Mystery. I know Mystery personally. He's an asshole. He doesn't give a fuck about you, and he doesn't give a fuck about his clients. I don't like Mystery. He's an asshole. I've gamed with him a few times. He actually does have a good game, but he's a shithead to his clients. And the guy hasn't changed his game since like fucking like the game TV show he had. His game's been the same ever since. So I don't respect him. He doesn't respect the game. He doesn't respect you. He doesn't care about you. The guy's like just too much in his own fucking. He's blowing smoke up his own ass. What do you consider to be attractive DHVs to women? Actually, I was gonna make a video about this. Never DHV yourself, DHV your friends. And if you want to DHV yourself more, talk about other guys and so guys you've heard of or guys you've known. So like there's a story where I had one of my female friends who got roofied by this guy I trusted, and I'm explaining how I'm helping her out and like not like protecting her from this guy, and like now her friends now feel more comfortable with me. There's ways of DHVing that are good. Mystery actually is bad at it. In comparison to me, he's not bad at it. He's actually decent, but in comparison to me, like I think he's just outdated. There's better ways of doing it. I'm gonna make some kind of video about this or start talking about this in future videos. But there's a way better way of DHVing, and to be fair, trying to DHV too is if you're not socially calibrated, trying to DHV is going to be a DLV, because you're not going to do it properly. You have to be socially intelligent before you can actually do it properly. That's also why I don't like teaching it. You have to actually have some decent social skills to DHV properly, or else you're going to come across very clairvoyant, because women are very good at reading social cues. And if you're trying to make her like you, she's going to pick it up, and then it's going to be a DLV. She's not going to talk to you. She's going to feel like you're pushing buttons, and that's going to like throw her off. How do you develop more personality, convey more emotions? Julian's 10 game work. Try it out, man. Try it out. It was decent for me. I liked it. But if you want to develop more personality, honestly, gaming by itself is going to do that. And also writing down field reports. Just gaming itself should help you develop a personality. It's like a workout for your soul, which sounds so stupid to say, but it at a core level works out the person you are and cleans you up. There's nothing better and more clean than like cleansing than going out and gaming, if you're doing it properly. If you're doing it improperly, it's gonna probably like honestly fucking put you in an early grave. But if you're doing it properly and gaming properly, it'll turn you such a beast or such a cool guy that you literally go anywhere and everybody loves you. Yeah, if anybody's ever done a boot camp with me, or if anybody's ever been to Vegas and seen me out and about, you guys know this. I'm a beacon of positivity and energy, and it's authentic energy. It's not like this fake positivity energy. If a girl's, it depends where I'm at. So how do you react to a girl who stays with you but goes silent? It depends where I'm at. If I know she's hooked, I know she might be in her head, or she might be this. It's such a vague thing, and if it's early in the interaction goes silent, and up to that point I was sensing that she was kind of on the fence, and then she goes silent, I assumed that she wouldn't be into me. So then I would probably just go talk to somebody else. I would just stop and move on. If I was out of it, depends on where I'm at state wise. So there's so many different factors that take effect in that. Yeah, giving value versus taking value. I've seen so many emotional leeches. If you're an emotional leech, you're somebody who's negative. Honestly, negativity is one of the biggest things about being a person that takes value. You want to be somebody that's positive, upbeat, because taking energy, because emotions are contagious. And if you're negative, that it leaches the positivity from the vibe. And if you're somebody that's not having fun and you're just bored, or you're, again, negativity just sinks the groups. Or if you need something from somebody, like you desperately need something from somebody. So I guess it's two things. It's like negativity plus the need for somebody like to give you something, that those both lead to like leechy energy, and nobody's going to want to be around you. I personally wouldn't either. So the framework. So what frame do you use to beginning of the interaction until she starts investing? I mentioned this earlier. You want to take on a women's frame. So yes, you found her sexy, but you don't know who she is yet. So until you know who she is, you can't decide if you want to sleep with her or go at home with her. That's actually what pisses women off, because women aren't like that. So you want to take on the same frame as a woman. Yes, you approach her because she's sexy, but now do you like her? So that's the frame you want to take on. So you can approach a girl day, night, but that should be the ultimate frame. It's not like, I saw you from over there and I had to come over here, and we had to, like, in a cutesy way, approach. No, if you wanted the dime piece girls, your guy already has so many hot girls into him, and you're so flooded, your DMs are already so stacked. If you're gonna go talk to a girl, you're gonna be picky on interpersonality, because you already have like so many girls that look just like her, if not hotter. So you're gonna talk to a girl, she better be fucking cool. Is it weird that I'm super confident and I'm pretty good at game, but I'm still insecure of? No, that's not. No, that makes sense. I still have a lot of guys in my crew that, dude, I'm still insecure. I still have insecurities. I think that's normal. I don't AF though. I would ask myself why I feel insecure, and then I'd probably tackle those. If it's money, if it's a skill set, if it's this or that, I'd probably patch them up, because if you do, your game is going to go through the fucking roof. Can you pick up if you're not funny? I think humor is actually a byproduct of just being somebody that doesn't view the environment around him as being that big a deal, which is a byproduct of having value and believing your value. So I think humor is actually is an honest signal. So being able to be funny is an honest signal that you're a badass, because you're so loose and free. You're allowed to like tease and joke, and that's why girls like humor. Humor is also like the lubricant for a conversation. So if a girl feels uncomfortable, make a joke, she relaxes. Now the girl can't fuck unless she's relaxed. Like it's biology. It's like if a girl is too stressed out, she's gonna have a miscarriage. If a girl's stressed out, she's less likely to want to have sex. It's harder for her to get turned on. It's like a higher bar for her to get turned on because she's stressed out. It's an indication your tribe isn't kicking ass, and it's a lot of investment to raise a kid. So if she's stressed out while she's pregnant with a kid, the body wants to get rid of the kid because it means the tribe's not doing that great. So it's better to wait till the tribe is doing better, so that you can invest in the kid when the tribe is kicking ass. And also too, if your guy with you is stressed out too, is an indication the guy is a lowly fucking worm. He's not a high value guy. So don't fuck him. Fuck a guy who's like relaxed, whose fun is free. All right, guys. All right, I really got to get going. I'm already like so late on hanging out with my friends. I told them I'd meet up with them a little bit after 10. It's 10:17 PST. So I'm gonna go on you guys. But yeah, fuck it up. Hey guys, good luck tonight. Good luck this weekend. Mess it up. I'm gonna make a video tomorrow. I'm gonna shoot this after I get done with my game night. So talk to you guys later. Peace. Later, Brian.